Welcome back to another great episode. Hold on. Seizure warning. Welcome back to another episode of the Ministry of Truth. I am your number one host on this show because, well, if you come in this room and you're not related to me, probably going to get shot. So unless we're hosting this from a remote location, Well, good morning, Junie. Good morning, A-Cops. Good morning, Batmom. And good morning, Mrs. A-Cops. Just kidding, Harper. Got some obviously interesting videos for you today. Some of them funny, some not so funny, some fucking stupid, some of them retarded, but it's not going to be a restream of someone else's panel. Or is it? You'll never know until you see it. Because this is like a fucking one of those boxes you buy where you don't know what the fuck's in it until you open it. Except for I already opened this, so it's kind of cheating. But you guys don't know. But before we get into anything, we need to get a song. 1999. If you don't like this, that sucks because you're going to listen to it until YouTube says I can't play it anymore.
Yeah, nigga, I'm still fucking with you. Still waters run deep. Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E.
Where's Bill Evans?
Nah,
Oh,
nigga.
shit.
Guess who's
Bill Evans? I didn't see you there.
still doing that shit, aren't
Well,
you?
it's probably morning for you guys. It's
Yeah.
like
Check me out.
12:39 for me.
It's still Dre Day, AK. Though I've grown a lot, can't keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck when I'm on the block. Ladies, they pay homage, but haters say Dre fell off. How, nigga, my last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about
I knew
it.
Batmom would like this.
Dr. Dre is the name, I'm ahead of my game. Still puffin' my leaf, still fuck with the beats. Still not loving police. Still rock my khakis with a cuff and a crease.
What up,
Still got
Rockstar?
love for the streets, reppin' 213. Still the beats bang, still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change. Still,
I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world.
still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
D.R.E.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the
Wow, I
streets.
got this far, haven't
Since
gotten
the
the
last time you
message.
heard from me, I lost some friends. Well, hell, me and Snoop, we dipping
I'm fine
again.
with that.
Kept my
You're
ear
fine
to
with
the
that.
streets. Signed Eminem. He's triple platinum, doing 50 a week. Still, I stay close
Doing
to the
50
heat.
every week?
And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. My life's like a soundtrack I wrote to the beat. Treat rap like
Technically, if you want to count, your 3:30 was when I woke
in
up.
the AM, compose a beat. I bring the fire till you're soaking in your seat. It's not a fluke, it's been tried, I'm the truth. Since turn out the lights from the world-class wrecking crew, I'm still at it, after mathematics. In the home of drive-bys and acmatics. Swap meets, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I give you the
Let me
deal.
share. My cat
Gangsters
fucking
all
destroyed
across
it.
the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still, taking my time
And
to
I'm kind of the
perfect
person
the
who likes
beat.
things to
And I
be
still got love
exactly
for
the way it was
streets.
on
It's
the
the
bottom.
I'm
D.R.E.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my
Oh.
time to perfect the beat.
Oopsie.
And I still
What?
got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E. It ain't nothing but mohawk shit. Another classic CD for y'all to vibe with. Whether you're coolin' on the corner with your fly bitch,
Yeah.
lay back in the shack, play this track. I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world. Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
I break
Oh,
your
shit,
neck,
wrong person.
damn near put your face in your lap. Niggas try to be the king, but the ace is back.
So if you ain't up on things,
Dr. Dre be the name, still running the game, still got it wrapped like a mummy. Still ain't tripping, love to see young blacks get money. Spend time out the hood, take their moms out the hood. Hit my boys off with jobs, no more living hard. Barbecues every day, driving fancy cars. Still gon' get mine
I'm
regardless.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
D.R.E.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect
Time to get
the beat.
serious.
And I still got
Super
love for the
serial,
streets.
guys.
It's the D.R.E.
Let's get
For them
super
gangsters
serial.
all across the world.
Still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E.
Right back up in your motherfucking ass. 9-5 plus 4 pennies. Add that shit up. DRE. Right back up on top of things. Smoke some with your dog.
Whoops.
No stress, no
Where's my face
seeds,
at?
no stems, no sticks.
What's going on here? Is my camera broken? Hold on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. My daughter bought me that. $600. And we're back. Focus. Focus, you fucking camera. There we go. What do we got going on today? Shit. Let's start with some TikTok. Because what's more important than TikTok? Wait, I didn't mean TikTok. X. Saw a few interesting things on X this morning. This is probably one of the most interesting ones. So apparently The Atlantic, it's a liberal rag owned by the Steve Jobs wife. And they were talking about Trump saying, oh, here, I'll pull it up. I don't know why it's not on the screen. So The Atlantic says, I need the kind of generals that Hitler had. Trump's obsession with dictators and disdain for America's military are deepening. At Jeffrey Goldberg reports, theatlantic.com/politics/archives. Now let's talk to one of the family members of the fallen. Wow, I don't appreciate how you are exploiting my sister's death for politics. Hurtful and disrespectful to the important changes she made for service members. President Donald Trump did nothing but show respect to my family and Vanessa. In fact, I voted for President Trump today. Oh, that makes The Atlantic look like retards. Mark Meadows. I was in the discussion featured in The Atlantic's latest hit piece against President Trump. Let me say this. Any suggestion that President Trump disparaged Miss Guillen or refused to pay her for funeral expenses is absolutely false. He was nothing but kind, gracious, and wanted to make sure that the military and the U.S. government did right by Vanessa Guillen and her family. Oh, you mean he didn't disrespect like The Atlantic says? What? You have to listen to The Atlantic because it's a very, very useful liberal news source. I listen to it. I don't listen to it. I read it. I'm just kidding. I don't want to pay for that shit. It's stupid. What's next? Oh. Hey, just want you to know that in Erie, Pennsylvania, if you don't answer your door, there might be a Kamala Harris there for you, voter person for you, to take your mail. Wait, what? If only we caught this on camera. Nice Harris pin. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yoink? That's a federal offense there, buddy. Look at that shit. Caught in 4K. Do you think he's going to go to jail? Because he's a federal offense, what he just committed. I bet you if it was a Trumplican, we're going to use that word because Republican Party's pretty much gone. We're going to call us Trumplicans. Anyway. Which one did I pick on this? Oh, this is from, I don't watch a lot of Jon Stewart because I think he's a retard, but I love what he did for the victims' families of the 9/11, the first responders. And I don't know why he keeps doing this. It's a cocksucking bag face. So let's see what he had. He had Mr. Tim Waltz on. And, the Republican warhawks are suddenly changing. They're changing their tunes. They're like, you know what? I think we should support Kamala Harris because, we love war and she loves, she wants, you know what? Israel has a right to defend itself.
The Cheney thing, do we really have to do that?
Look, it goes broader than that. Look, Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, Taylor Swift.
No.
Having the Cheneys on board?
No, you can't Dick Cheney or Taylor Swift. No. Dick,
We're a Big Ten. We're a Big Ten.
What country did Taylor Swift get us to invade? No.
Yeah. No, don't you think, though, that, and I do this, I believe this, there is still a core group of folks out there, you know, your point being, and not joke, the don't tread on me, the Reagan piece of this, the libertarian piece, but the constitutional piece, there are a lot of people out there. I think Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney give permission to those folks who want to find a reason to do the right thing.
The Cheney thing.
Yeah, when Dick Cheney and the other bitch, his kid, fucking endorsed Kamala Harris, I'm like, this is fucking weak. This is why the country's gone soft. And, you know, it's nothing but, you know, my generation's fault, I guess. We fought, along with the millennials, we fought in this endless war that we thought was finally over. But, you know, now Israel has a right to defend itself and it wants to go after Iran and we should support them. Man, fuck you. Another Florida, Palm Beach isn't Florida, right? Sex trafficking case that you probably won't see on mainstream media.
Horror charges could be coming for 2 undocumented migrants accused of sex trafficking a 15-year-old girl. We are going to be digging into this case more for sure. The victim's a runaway from New York. The 15-year-old told detectives she was forced into nearly a dozen sexual acts for money. We know
Dom, how are you?
Right now, arrested over the weekend. Palm Beach County deputies picked them up at a Motel 6 on West Blue Heron Boulevard in Riviera Beach.
Here's a guy deported. Now he's illegally back in the country for a second time. So obviously, whatever this vetting system is at the border ain't working.
Now, the sheriff does say this trafficking case came from a tip and that it could be tied to a Venezuelan gang. Victim was reported missing more than a month ago. She will be returned to her family in New York. Horror charges could be coming for 2 undocumented migrants accused of sex trafficking a 15-year-old girl. We are going to be
15-year-old, I'm sorry. All the way from New York, in Florida, missing for a month. You know what they were having her do for a month? As sad as it sounds, we all know what happened. And we can't deny it because in this world that we live in, we know what really goes on. We're not blind to it. We don't turn away from it. I don't know what the fuck this dude was talking about. I can't remember at this point, so we're going to get into it anyway.
I'm voting for Trump because he's white and he's a male. And if you don't vote for him, you are a racist and you're a sexist. Does that sound stupid?
Yes.
Exactly. Now you know how it feels when you say you're only voting for Kamala because she's not a white person and she's a female. People who are saying that Trump is afraid to debate Kamala, do you genuinely believe this? The dude set foot into North Korea. And you think he's afraid of Kamala Harris? Why are the same people who are saying that we're in a cult are the same people who are saying they're going to vote blue no matter what? What does that sound like to you? I am open to voting for whoever, but I've lived through a Trump presidency and I've lived through a Democrat presidency where the current vice president is running for president. And she's saying she's going to do all these things like lower inflation. She's already vice president. The reason why things are so high priced is because of their policies. And you guys want to keep voting for the same thing.
You can't say
but
that.
Yet complain that you can't buy a house or buy literally anything.
If you don't vote for Trump, you're a racist. If you're a white male and you don't vote for Trump, you're racist. You're a misogynist. What if I'm a not white male, well, half white male, and I voted for Trump? I mean, not saying that I would vote for Trump or anything, but what signs point that I would actually vote for Trump? Does anybody know anything that have I said or done currently or doing right now, besides the fact that I just said I voted? But can you guess if I didn't tell you who I was going to vote for? Anybody? Bitch, you can see the shirt. How can you stand up for shit? What do we got next? Hey, for those of you that were complaining about hearing people's fucking fire alarms beeping in the background, I want you to pay attention to this video And this is why you should be worried about it.
Shit. Oh my god. Fucking shit.
It gets better.
God.
Why does that look like a terrarium? Nope.
There he is.
Fuck that battery. Y'all can listen to the beat. So fuck y'all. I mean, I replace him. It just takes like 6 months. Ooh, what is this? So you guys heard about Elon. If you register for the American PAC, I believe, Political Action Committee, he has been giving away $1 million a day for anybody that's registered with the PAC. He doesn't say you had to vote for Donald Trump. And this is what people are misunderstanding. Oh, he's buying fucking votes. No, he just wants you to register for the PAC. If I could register and I've lived in Pennsylvania, you motherfucking bet I would register for that Political Action Committee because it's all about freedom and the Constitution. But you listen to the people at The View, they think it's something else, that he should be arrested. Oh, and we'll get into a $50 million later.
And this, people keep trying to buy the election.
Yeah.
Billionaire Elon Musk has gone all in for you-know-who, and now he's giving out $1 million a day to people who sign his super PAC's petition.
Okay.
Now, I thought that was against the law, but apparently they've found some new loop stuff that allow this to go. I thought you couldn't do this. What's happening?
Well, I think that's what you do when you have no plan for the public, when you have no economic plan that's going to benefit the middle class, when you have no plan to...
Wait. So giving $1 million of your own money, not government money, to people that are suffering or hurting for money, that's obviously a bad thing. Is it a bad thing?
Protect reproductive rights, when you have no plan to address climate change and produce American energy, you go to these type of tactics. It's all about
There's
a concept of a plan.
Yeah.
Aren't these...
Yeah, everyone has a concept for a plan until you fucking enact it, dumb cunt.
tactics against the law, though? Aren't you?
Well, I'll let the lawyers decide, but it sure... Look, I think...
Giving water away to against the law.
Isn't this the same thing?
No, because they're signing a petition, so you're technically not buying the vote. Frankly, there's nothing that can stop people from signing the petition, getting the $1 million, and then voting for Kamala Harris.
You're still a fucking rhino.
Walsh.
Put her in her place.
Do that.
But make sure you're not putting yourself in a trick bag. Where they say, oh, by the way, you didn't read this little tiny print? Don't sign jack until you know what you're signing and how it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
That's like voting for Kamala Harris because she's black, right? You don't just sign, without knowing what it's all about. You're signing on the dotted line or clicking the X, put in a check mark, whatever the fuck it is where you vote. It's like signing a contract. Weird. This kind of pisses me off. I don't know why this one came through, but I saw it and you know what? Let's watch it. And you can see the fucking idiocracy that we have today.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
I hope you fucking choke on that. Come on, fatty. Continue.
You know?
Oh, that's cute. I bet you're eating pork too.
I do the ones the ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. I'm like a Tom. Thank you so much.
Oh, whoo! I'm a good person in her book because I knew the bullshit. All right. Still don't like you.
They get 10 gifted. So the U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, fuck imperialism. Fuck this. You don't deserve the PTSD. But like any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you.
Those guys. Oh my god. Fuck yeah. This bitch is awesome for those people that signed up for the money and the 26% interest Camaro because I got a paycheck coming in every day. When half your paycheck goes to the car and the other half goes to insurance because you're 19 fucking years old and you're a retard.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
But still, I know the kind she's talking about because that's the kind I don't like. But like my sister, fucking cunt. Oh, I was in the Air Force. Yeah, how long did you do? Well, my contract was 6 years. No, bitch, how long did you do? Well, I got kicked out 2 years in the Air Force. Oh, what's your job in the Air Force? Well, didn't you say you were going to be a medic just like me? But I was Army, so I was a dumber medic? Well, no, yeah. Well, I passed. You didn't. What did you do for your fucking 2 years in the Air Force? Oh, I'm sorry. You were the one at the fucking ticket counters when we were deploying. And you couldn't fucking even do that. Those are the kind of people I think she's talking about. So this is coming from Lockland, Ohio. And if you know, when they're saying that these illegal immigrants aren't coming in and taking land, they're taking land, they're taking jobs, they're taking schools. Well, this guy kind of verifies it, and I don't think that they're going to like this.
I don't know. I think if you look at 21, 22, I think the United States had seen a huge influx of immigrants from Mauritania.
Oh, he's FD.
Somehow a good number of them have landed in Lockland. So between the fire department, who takes care of housing and zoning, and the health department, obviously, who addresses health issues, we've been able to do some inspections in some of the buildings and have found that at least 2 of our apartment complex are over occupied. Generally, there are 79-unit apartment buildings with 4 tenants. Should have 4 tenants per space. And what we're finding on calls is there's anywhere from 10, 12, 8 occupants per apartment.
Nobody's removing comments unless it's YouTube.
The challenges that puts in place are that the buildings aren't designed for that, right? You have
all right.
Building
that's fucking too hard to hear.
Let's just say 80 units at 4 people per unit. That's about 320.
Which one is this? All right. So all these CEOs are going down. I know they had his arrest press conference the other day, but when you're stepping down and it's for what? For what, can y'all guess? If you're the CEO of a clothing company.
The former CEO of clothing retailer Abercrombie & Fitch has been arrested on federal sex trafficking and interstate prostitution charges. Mike Jeffries, his partner, and a third associate are accused of recruiting young men under the guise of modeling opportunities and coercing them to perform sex acts. The indictment claims the sex trafficking happened from 2008 through 2015. Our partners at BBC News reported on some of the allegations last year, and one alleged victim who filed a class action lawsuit spoke about their experience. He's part of what he told the BBC.
I was made to believe, look, this is where everybody gets their start. This is where you want to get your start. It was like he was selling fame. And the price was
refresh, Yeti.
Compliance.
Rhianna Cruxford has been following this story from London. She's an investigations correspondent for BBC News. Rhianna, thanks for being here. First, tell us more about the BBC's role in all of this. What did your investigation uncover?
So this all began with a documentary and podcast series that we released in October last year called The Abercrombie Guys. Several men came forward to say that Mike Jeffries had sexually abused them at events he hosted around the world in major cities like London, New York, Venice, and Marrakesh.
Okay.
We also found that Jeffries and his British partner, Matthew Smith, were at the center of a highly organized operation involving a middleman named James Jacobson, who today was also arrested. And now these are really, really elaborate events.
Has it been, guys?
I spoke with a man just last month who told me that back in 2011, he was recruited to for a photo shoot in Spain. And when he got there, it wasn't a photo shoot at all. Instead, Mike Jeffries had transformed an entire presidential suite of a hotel room into a literal Abercrombie store. He said it was like a movie set, and he was encouraged to engage in role playing and was subsequently abused by Mike Jeffries. He felt like he was a victim in his very own sexual fantasy. We also heard about other extraordinary events, including in Marrakesh, which I was told up to 60 men were flown in to entertain Jeffries and his friends.
60?
And now most of those men who spoke to me have been contacting me today, telling me that they are overwhelmed by news of the arrest. They are overwhelmed that they are finally being heard and that these men may now be facing justice.
I mean, the details of which we have only scratched the surface are so disturbing. How was this able to go on for so long?
Dude,
Why was he not arrested until Tuesday?
So the
2
men
months
I
left
spoke
of this
with
year.
told me that for years they felt silenced by non-disclosure agreements that they had signed, legal documents telling them that they could be sued
We
for
got
thousands
2 more months to see what else comes out before, January 20th.
and thousands of dollars if they spoke out, money that they all said they didn't have. On top of that, we're talking about same-sex abuse. A lot of the victims are men, a lot of whom identify as heterosexual, some of whom are gay, and they said they also felt silenced by intense feelings of shame. Now, it was only because of the BBC's reporting that this came to light last year. I understand the FBI opened an investigation following our podcast series and documentary. I can't speak to the timing of the arrest, but what we do know is that this morning they were arrested and charged with running an international sex trafficking business.
We know Jeffrey's attorney has said he would respond in detail to the allegations when appropriate, but plan to do so in the courthouse, not the media. How serious are these charges, and could he potentially face charges in other countries?
So tonight, Jeffries was released on bail. He, his partner Matthew Smith, and their middleman James.
International fucking crime, and they released him on bail? How the fuck does that make sense?
Jacobson are due to appear in federal court on Friday, and if convicted, they could be facing life in prison.
Send them to Florida.
Has there been any response from Abercrombie and Fitch?
Abercrombie and Fitch today hasn't commented on news of the arrest, but they previously told the BBC that these allegations were abhorrent, and they emphasized to us that they have drastically transformed as a company under new leadership.
What up, Laura?
Very much hoping to strike a line under its past, given that Jeffries retired in 2014.
Rhianna, from your reporting, if you were across the table from somebody telling them the top lines of what you uncovered, what you think people should walk away from, what would you tell them?
This is a story about young men who had dreams to be models, dreams to make it in the fashion and entertainment industry. Too often I have heard that those dreams get crushed by predatory agents, moguls, and today we're seeing the ramifications of some of these allegations of people being heard. But really, this is a story about men speaking out, men feeling heard. So rarely do we hear allegations from men. So rarely do we hear men be vulnerable in this way. So I would really encourage people to go and listen to the
That's fucking crazy.
We want to make sure.
Funny because they're going to keep getting away with it. Not necessarily that guy, but the fact that he's out on bail, dude, he's an international flight risk. Did they take his passport? I'm like, what makes them think that he can't leave the country? Because his fucking arraignment's on Friday? Who cares? That motherfucker can dip within a heartbeat. Unless they froze his assets.
We want to make sure that you're able to bring manufacturing like Kamala Harris did. We know Donald Trump lost more manufacturing jobs than any president in American history. That's simply factual.
Let's fact check it.
What are the facts here?
Well, if you're going to say something is simply factual, it should be factual. This is not. It's not true that the Trump presidency lost more manufacturing jobs than any other presidency. Under George W. Bush, there were about 4.5 million manufacturing jobs lost. Under Trump, it was about 178,000. Now, there are also
Wait,
more
did he say millions versus thousands?
Than any other presidency. Under George W. Bush, there were about 4.5 million manufacturing jobs lost. Under Trump, it was about 178,000. Now, there are also more manufacturing jobs lost than under Trump, under Eisenhower, under Ford, under Reagan. So Trump does not have the record. I think it's also worth pointing out for context that these Trump job losses in manufacturing overwhelmingly occurred because of the COVID pandemic. Pre-pandemic, under Trump, there was a gain of about 414,000 manufacturing jobs. Again, he ended negative 178,000, but that was largely because we had a pandemic-related crash.
That's just fucking music and them fucking putting words, and I know, well, I don't really feel reading words. So I mentioned Bill Gates, did I? I mentioned $50 million earlier. It was gifted from Bill Gates to Kamala Harris for her campaign. Now, if I'm correct, if it's a gift, you have to pay taxes on it, on that $50 million. But you're complaining about Elon Musk giving his own money to actual voters? Make that one make sense. But why is Bill Gates giving $50 million? And did you guys know for the yesterday and today, Kamala Harris will not be on the campaign trail? She's taking some time off. And you know who's been in her place? Barack Obama. Huh. I thought Kamala Harris was running for president. And she was saying Trump was too unphysically fit, that he can't remain on the campaign trail daily. Look at her. Look at her.
Has got plenty to smile about, with the New York Times breaking the news today that Bill Gates has gifted her $50 million. Now, this is a strange move from Gates, given he's avoided giving massive political donations throughout his prolific career. As you know, he's one of the richest men in the world. He's quoted back in 2019 as saying, "I choose not to participate in large political donations. There are times it might feel tempting to do so, and there are other people who choose to do so, but I just don't want to grab that gigantic microphone." Well,
it's megaphone.
What's changed, Bill Gates? What's changed, we all ask? Now, it's only a hypothesis, but I believe Elon Musk hit the nail on the head when he said this.
Why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
They're all quivering in their boots because the Trump campaign has indeed alluded to the fact that they will release the client Epstein list. Just today on Theo Von's podcast, VP pick for the Trump campaign, Vance literally said, "Oh, we gotta get that Epstein client list released." And we don't know who's on it, but we know it's a lot of rich and powerful people. And we do know that this is information that the
We're going to get that list released. They've been saying that for how long now? 4 years? 4+ years? And still nothing?
Welcome back.
No, I don't really care about that one. So let's go to Dalton, Illinois for a minute. We're going to talk about that shitty-ass fucking mayor. And, well, she got evicted. Or at least an eviction notice. Locks changed. Codes changed. What happened? Miss Boss Mayor. The most popular mayor in the country.
Happening tonight in the south suburbs, the woman who owns a Dalton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now she wants her out. NBC5's Regina Waldrop with the story.
We talked to Tiffany Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she's owed.
We do not have a quorum, so we will not be having a board meeting this evening.
With Thornton Township's board meeting
She's always canceling shit.
Janetta Hull will have to find another way to serve an eviction notice to Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, also Dalton's mayor.
So now I have to pay a special process.
There you go. Thanks, Yeti.
Which is more fees for me.
Hull says she leased this home to Henyard and her boyfriend in 2021. She says the last payment came in August. She filed eviction papers last month. She says she's now owed $5,000 in back rent plus late fees. She says the couple was a no-show for a Zoom hearing Tuesday morning.
The sheriff's been out here a few times to serve them. For a household that makes, over $350,000 a year, I'm asking for pennies.
Hull says she hasn't been able to gain access to the home or garage to do maintenance.
I gave them 48 hours notice. And then I also texted them about 15 minutes before I got here. So there's a code on the garage, and then there's locks on the front door that were changed.
In a statement, an attorney for Tiffany Henyard told NBC5 no comment at this time.
Oh, of course.
Hull says she regrets renting to the couple.
I don't think the money is worth it. The cash up front is not worth it. I would have rather rented to someone who, is an honest person and goes to work every day and works hard.
This matter heads back to court next.
She's saying Henyard's not an honest person. We all know that.
And we also have...
All right. So you have people like Cheney's switching parties or becoming Democrats. But one of my front runners for 2028 switched parties, and Donald Trump was surprised because he didn't see it coming.
Former Democrat Congresswoman and 2020 Democratic presidential candidate, a woman that everybody loves. I watched her years ago where she just had so much common sense. We're the party of common sense. We like to say it because it's true. Like, we don't want men playing in women's sports. We want to have borders. We want to have fair elections. Little things like that, common sense, right? But she's here tonight, and I'm going to just ask her to come up and say a couple of words. Tulsi Gabbard.
He called her short by moving the microphone down.
Thank you very much. Aloha. I was a Democrat for over 20 years. Today's Democrat, thank you.
He's a recovering Democrat.
Today's Democrat Party is completely unrecognizable, which points to the clear choice that we have in this election today.
Yes, Ashley, that's weird.
When you look at the party of Kamala Harris, for example, she is anti-freedom, she is pro-censorship, she is pro-open borders, and she is pro-war. Without even pretending to care about peace, as President Trump talked about, she has shamelessly embraced the endorsement and support of warmongers like Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney and others who care more about power and feeding the military-industrial complex than they care about you, the American people, and peace. President Trump has pledged to end wars, not start them. And this is why, in the eyes of the Kamala Harris-Dick Cheney Democrat Party, they will do everything possible to try to destroy him. you'll see how they have weaponized the federal government. They have weaponized law enforcement, the Department of Justice. They have done everything possible to try to silence him, to try to remove him from the ballot, so we the people don't even have the choice to who we want to vote for. Why have they done this? Because this man has the courage to take them on and root out the deep rot of corruption in the swamp in Washington.
Yeah, but they're still in position now.
Now, voters have made their voices heard
What up, bad guy?
loud and clear, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the last 3 presidential elections, nominating this man to be the Republican nominee for president because of his commitment to these fundamental American principles of
What's up,
freedom
Carl? How you doing,
and
brother?
peace and prosperity. USA.
USA. Gotta make sure I don't run over the cat. All right, listen.
Now, to those of
So
you
for Lloyd Austin, you're a piece of shit. Why is North Korea and Russia? I don't know. The impending doom in case Miss Harris wins? Maybe?
here are those watching at home who are independent-minded people like myself, who love our country and are committed to the Constitution and to freedom. The Democrat Party has no home for people like us. But we do have a home in the Republican Party where we are welcomed with open arms by President Trump and so many of you who love our country. And it is because of my love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
Look at his face. This nigga wasn't even expecting that. Fucking love Tulsa.
I'm joining the party of the people, the party of equality, the party that was founded to fight against and end slavery in this country. It is the party of common sense and the party that is led by a president who has the courage and strength to fight for peace. So, as we stand here today, we have 14 days until the most historic election of our lives. And my message to my fellow Americans, regardless of your political affiliation, now is the time for us to stand together to save our country. There is nothing less than that that's on the line. A vote for President Trump is a vote for a big open tent party that welcomes people from all backgrounds and all walks of life. A vote for President Trump is a vote to express our deep love for our country and our appreciation for our God-given rights and freedoms enshrined in the Constitution. A vote for President Trump is a vote for secure borders and safe communities, and a vote for President Trump is a vote for peace here in America and around the world. They should have always been there, though, Cardio. I'm looking forward to casting my vote for President Trump because you are our best and only hope in this election to lead our country toward a future where every one of us can live in a truly free, peaceful, and prosperous nation. Every single vote will count. This is our opportunity to vote for freedom, to vote for peace, to vote for America, and vote for President Trump to go back to the White House and make America great again. Thank you so much.
All right. Now, granted, she was pushing Trump. I may or may not be pushing Trump. But like I said, you're all intelligent enough to make your own decision. So I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need to vote for this person. But I will tell you, it's those local elections that'll get you. It really is. That's why states like Tennessee are red. Local elections. But you know what? It's okay. What's next? All right. Hoax Wars. This will bring you back. If it hits play. Bathroom break.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it now and watch the hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss, I like the sushi, cause it's never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Big like Leanne rhymes, because I'm all about value. Bert Camper's got the mad hits. You try to match wits, you try to hold me but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a fake out like a sink and they can shake out like vanilla. It's the finest of the flavors. Gonna see the show cause then you'll know the vertigo is gonna go cause it's so dangerous you'll have to sign a waiver. Can't I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, well you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of taking off my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Threw your arms in the air and said you're crazy. 5 days since you tackled me. I still got the red burns on both my knees. It's been 3 days since the afternoon. You realize it's not my fault, but a moment too soon. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, and now I'll sit back and wait till you say you're sorry.
What's for lunch? Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our maisons. I hope the smoking man's in this one like Harrison Ford. I'm getting frantic, like Stingham Tantric. Like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai. Gonna get a set of better clubs, gonna find the kind with tiny dumpsters on my irons and always flying off the backswing. Gonna get into my Sailor Moon, cause that cartoonist got the boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's see what's next. All right. So pretty much all the fucking serious ones are out of the way until we get to the O'Keefe one. So what we're going to do, we're going to see hypocrites. We're going to see retards, not Brandon, other retards. That's really why we watch YouTube some days, because it's retards. Oh, that was Lumpia. So let's get into what? Everyone's favorite gun girl from Kent State. And well, are people that are here for migrant concerts to support migrants coming into this country? Do they actually support migrants coming to this country?
For immigrants.
Okay, good. We're rocking out for immigrants. This is Felix. He's from Mexico. He needs a place to stay. He's illegal. Yeah. They're about to round him up and put him in these camps. Will you take him home with you and save him?
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
He's an illegal immigrant. Would you be willing to give him $20?
I'm poor.
Black Lives Matter, but they won't take in my black illegal immigrant friend Felix from Mexico. I guess they don't matter that much. Would you guys be willing to take in a black illegal immigrant?
Whoa! Whoa!
We're here in Austin, Texas for the Lights for Liberty event, where people are losing their absolute marbles at the thought of a closed and safe border with Mexico. Let's go see if they are willing to take in an illegal immigrant we have with us today.
Bro, actually, are you behind?
Would you guys be willing to take in a asylum seeker, as you called them, to your home and foster them and take care of them so that the government doesn't have to mistreat them?
Well, I think that's a Band-Aid approach, but yes, if we were involved with an organization that needed temporary placements for asylum seekers, that would be something we...
Well, my organization is Liberty Hangout, and I have an asylum seeker right here. Are you willing to give him your house keys so he can stay with you?
The reason we can't do it right now is we are literally moving.
Would any of you ladies take in a black illegal immigrant that's here with us today that needs a home?
Chirp. Chirp, chirp.
No, I thought Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, but they won't take in my black illegal immigrant friend Felix from Mexico.
Because they're
I guess
racist.
they don't matter that much. Would you guys be willing to take in a black illegal immigrant?
Is that a guy?
Would you be
or a-
willing to take him in and his 10 children?
I would, no, not 10 children.
Yeah.
But I would be, I'd be
Don't
willing
fucking get it
to.
from the grocery store, and typically Filipino women make the best. Occasionally you'll get one that you just want to throw the lumpia at because it's terrible, but that's why I get mine homemade.
To discuss it, I certainly would.
Can he have the keys to your house? He'll only take 5 kids. How about he'll only take 5 of his 10 children? Can he come stay with you?
We talk about it. Probably not 5, but I probably have room for
Well,
2.
what do we do with the other 5 or other
I think
8?
that people should pitch in, right? I think that we have, look.
So you want to separate the kids from their dad? He's illegal.
And my child has friends that are dreamers. And
He's a dreamer. Are you willing to give him like $20 right now?
you know. No, I'm not. He doesn't need $20.
Yes, he does. He's illegal.
Illegal doesn't mean you need money.
Good point. Good point. If
Here's
you're
why I like
illegal,
Filipino-
that doesn't mean you.
Obviously, because I'm one of them. They're one of the only cultures that look like Asian Mexicans. It's great. It's like the best of both worlds.
Need my money doesn't mean you need free healthcare. Doesn't mean you need to be funded by taxpayer dollars.
That's not what I said.
Whoa, hey! What's up with these bitches?
Twist my words.
Woo! I'm getting wet.
Oh.
So you're illegal, right?
Illegal, yeah.
Where are you from?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure it out.
Let's say Mexico.
Okay, Mexico.
Okay, perfect. Keep that up. Let's go. Let's go see if anybody will take. What's your illegal name?
Felix.
Okay, I like it. Let's go see if anyone will take in Felix. Would you be willing to give financial assistance?
Oh, fuck.
I'm giving money.
No,
Well, we have
motherfucker.
Felix
I meant
here.
like. No. No. We're smarter. We work as hard, but we're smarter. But like I was saying, you put a Filipino woman and mix them with a. Not all of us. Not all of us. I have no Spanish blood in me whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Not all Filipinos are Hispanic. I mean, we had the last name, but no Spanish blood.
He's an illegal immigrant
Mountain
from Mexico.
people, bruh.
We were wondering if you could support him financially or giving him the keys to your house
But think
to
about
maybe
Savannah
house him
Hernandez.
and help him
That's
because
a
he's been in these
Filipino
awful
Mexican. Best of both worlds. Except for her tits could be bigger, but it's typical with Filipino women. It's okay.
camps, awful detention centers. Are you willing to help him out right now?
And I don't have cash, so that
Okay.
wouldn't
Do you take Venmo?
The Cash App?
C.
Venmo either. I don't know what that is.
Check?
No.
Credit card?
No.
We could write down your credit card information.
No, I do feel for you, but
What?
the way my financial situation is, I'm unable to help anyone.
Would you be willing to take him in with you?
I have to ask my husband, but I say yes. And
That's a
Well,
guy.
you're the woman of the house, right? Let's make a decision
He's a
right now.
fucking
Can
Adam's
he
apple.
go home with you?
I can't make a decision right now. I have to ask my husband too.
Can you call him right now?
No.
You can't call him to see if this illegal immigrant from Mexico could live with you?
Mexico.
Mexico, Tijuana.
Are you illegal?
Tijuana.
Are you illegal?
I crossed the border. ICE is after me right now. Sanctuary.
For real?
Sanctuary.
I don't believe he's for real.
Why?
Because he's not answering my questions.
Sí.
No speaks the English.
Yes, you do. I heard you speaking before.
No hablo inglés.
No Nintendo.
Can he
No
have the keys to your
Nintendo.
house?
No.
I thought you wanted to help illegals, because haven't you been in a concentration camp this whole time?
Yes.
Yeah, it's called
Tijuana.
basic training.
It's bad stuff going on. Would you be willing to give him your keys?
I'd be willing to let him into my house.
Keys, like he needs to go right now.
I don't have enough copies.
Enough copies? Well, he'll be there when you get there.
Yeah, if I'm
So he'll let you right in. Don't you trust him? Do you not trust the illegal immigrant?
No, I do. Like I said.
All right, well, Felix,
No.
she wants to give you her keys because she
Whoa.
trusts you enough to let you into her home.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I don't have them on me. My roommate has them.
Are you protecting her? From
Yes.
what?
From you.
The threat of illegal immigrants in this country that killed 4,000 Americans last year? What
doesn't
about
matter.
the 200,000 violent crimes that were committed by illegal aliens? Are you protecting her from those? Did you know that illegal immigrants are 5 times likely to commit a violent crime in this country than a natural-born citizen? Did you know that? 5 times as likely to commit
looking
a
it up.
crime than a natural-born citizen.
Or she's ignoring her.
Look it up. Google
Dude,
it right
her
now. She's
fucking husband
Googling
looks
it.
like
We're going to come
fucking
back to her when we verify that that's the truth. Have you ever seen a clown show have a rock and roll band before?
First time for everything.
They're
The
going
rock
pretty
concert?
good. Very
Jeff there?
jokey. She's walking around like a clown, doing tricks. Looks like she's juggling.
That's a C.
What do you guys think about the rock show? You like it?
It's good. Sounds great.
Good. All right, we're rocking out. What are we rocking out for?
Rocking out with the cock out.
For immigrants. Crossing.
Hey, good. We're rocking out for immigrants. This is Felix. He's from Mexico. He needs a place to stay. He's illegal.
Yeah.
They're about to round him up and put him in these camps. Will you take him home with you and save him?
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
But we're rocking out for immigrants. Can we rock out for Felix?
Yeah, sorry, I can't do that.
What about you?
It's a weird question. Would you take him home? I don't know this man.
I'm sorry?
That's a weird question.
Well, we're bringing all of them into our country.
I don't want to think.
Would you take home Felix?
I'm not a big fan of Kiss. I'm like
Yes,
maybe a
okay,
fan of 2
Felix.
songs, but
All right, we found a couch for Felix. Can he have the keys to your house?
I don't even have the keys to my house.
wait,
Who
what?
has the keys to your house?
It's like one of the codes.
Oh,
All right,
mine
what's
too.
the code?
8120.
Would you be willing to take in?
No, I can't. I have no room.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a good reason. But you contribute monetary.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Would you be willing to open up your wallet and give Felix from Mexico, he's an illegal immigrant, would you be willing to give him $20?
I'm poor. What
But
part
you
of that
donate.
did
Yeah, you said you
understand?
donate.
You said you had no room in your house, not that you were poor.
Yo, and I don't
Yeah, I
think he's
donate
poor.
to places that I know are doing good work and taking care of.
Felix does good work. Liberty Hangout does good work. Can you give him $20?
You get out of my face now.
Whoa.
You won't give this illegal immigrant $20?
I don't have $20 to give him.
Do
I'm
you give it to the
$5?
local?
Get out of my face.
Are you poor
Or
because
what?
they keep taxing you?
You don't have to do history with a history degree. A history
know.
degree teaches me that when we don't learn from our mistakes, when we have people in power who support things like concentration camps, that's all going to get us back there.
Concentration camps.
Concentration camp?
That's what's happening. Are there
Detention
concentration
centers?
camps at the border?
I haven't seen any. I've been to
Detention center?
I was held at Tijuana, but it's not a concentration camp. No, there's no concentration camp.
Were you held here in Texas? Were you held in Arizona?
So history major. We have a history major. So you know about the Holocaust, you know about World War II, and you really believe there's concentration camps.
I'm done with this.
Where did you get that degree?
Of course you
gotta
are.
get your money back.
Whether he was an asylum seeker or an American citizen, I would vet anybody or check
Well, that's what Trump is doing at our border. That's what the ICE agents are for. That's what the detention centers are for us to vet people coming into our country.
Let me ask you this, because I do speak English.
Yes.
You open the doors for illegals. Will you open up the doors for homeless that's living in LA and in St. Louis and in Chicago. People that are in America right now that need assistance. Would you open your doors to them too? Or just illegals? I mean, that's a good question, right? That's a valid question.
Well, obviously we know the answer.
Would you agree?
All right, welcome back, everybody, to a
Fucking nuts. She won't help Americans, but she's all about helping illegals. Tell me how that fucking makes sense. They did. It was an executive order. But they all got reparations as far as I remember. I can't remember what order it was, but I know exactly what you're talking about, Carl. All right. Since we're going to go from one stupid fucking video to another. That's why I love these street interviews, because you see there really are fucking retarded people out there, like in college as well. Maybe that's why I'm not retarded, because I didn't go to college. Change that. I went to college for a week. And they were trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, I'm 37 years old. Fuck you. I'll probably make more money than you right now if I could sit on my ass at the home. And I don't really make a lot of money, guys. I'm just saying.
Brand new video today. I'm on the dumbest campus in my city, trying to get students to answer some of the most basic general knowledge questions ever. But make sure you stay to the end of the video because it is not what you think. I don't know what was in the food today or the water, but people were getting questions right. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but make sure you stay to the end of the video and also subscribe and like and comment, because we are trying to hit 100K by the end of the year. So please subscribe. It will help the channel a ton and it's free. So just subscribe. And of course, follow me on Instagram if you want to be entered in a $1,000 giveaway once I hit 10K. So go follow me and DM me. I like talking to you guys anyways. So enough yapping, let's get straight into the video. On a scale of 1 through 10, how smart are you?
A 2.
8.5, 7.
An 8. Like a 3. A 7. A 7. 5.
5, okay. It's okay, it's okay. That's average, average.
Yeah.
What continent has no bees?
Africa.
Yes,
Are you kidding me? African killer bees.
Stung by a bee, bro. What country's above North Korea?
Oh, I don't know. What, us? I don't know.
The US?
Yeah.
You're right,
No.
that is correct.
I caught this. So notice how he's going to ask some of these dumb fuckers what country's above North Korea. But then he switches it up and says what country's above South Korea. Making other people sound smart.
Correct. Okay, and then
I don't know my geography. I'm sorry.
how long is a quarter of an hour?
A quarter, 25 minutes.
25 minutes, yeah. So like when I say I'm gonna meet you a 5:15, what time would that be?
5:25.
Can you share with our viewers how you got 25 minutes?
25. Oh, well, a quarter is 25
Cents, like the
25 cents.
So that's how you know?
Yeah, a quarter of a dollar.
Makes sense. Because like usually on leap years, usually it's 20 minutes.
Oh.
Did you know about that?
No,
like it's
I didn't
shorter
know
5
that.
minutes a day. Like
Oh.
with leap year, and because the Earth spins faster.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Where is the Eiffel Tower?
I love how he
Paris.
trolls them,
Like what
knowing
country?
they're fucking
United
stupid.
States.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah. Paris with leap year, and because the Earth spins faster.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Where is the Eiffel Tower?
What, Paris?
Like what country?
Paris, Tennessee.
United States.
Yep, that is correct.
Paris, Texas.
Yeah. Paris, United States Paris of America. That one?
United States of America. That's the country.
What country is above North Korea?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you multiple choice questions.
Chickadee
So
China,
is
the
it
Chinese
like
chicken?
Italy, Venezuela, or El Salvador?
I don't know.
Just pick
Italy?
one. Italy, you're right. You're correct. Okay. Oh.
Is this actually for your class?
When is Independence Day?
Not a clue. Do I need to guess?
Yeah, you could guess, yeah.
December 5th.
Correct. No,
No way.
Yeah, was that a guess? That's a crazy guess. It's wrong. It's July 4th.
July 2nd.
That was so mean.
When is Independence Day?
July 2nd.
America won the war.
How long is a president's term usually?
4 years.
You sure?
I don't know.
What were you thinking other than 4?
4,
Okay.
6, 7. I don't
6?
know. I'm
Okay.
just living, guys.
Okay.
President's term. 8 years?
A president's term?
Yeah.
What
That
are
is
these
correct.
guys-
That is correct. On a scale of 1 to
Kids
10,
learn
how
in
smart are
high
you?
school.
I love the confidence. How long is a president's term usually?
2 to 4 years.
How many dimes are in $1?
I don't know. 1,100?
And like, how'd you get that math?
I don't know. I
Oh.
made it up.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
A quarter of an hour.
30 minutes?
30 minutes, that's correct. So when I tell you I'll meet you a 5:15, what time would that be?
5:30.
5:30, correct. And if I tell
are
you...
you joking?
No,
Like,
it's
you're not
correct.
gonna-
No, you're
oh.
right. Yeah. So what if I tell you I'll meet you a 5:45, what time would that be?
5:45. 4:30?
4:30. And where'd you get that like math from?
I don't
Tell us how you got that from.
I don't know.
So how long is an hour?
60 minutes, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and a quarter of that is 30.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
20 minutes.
That is correct. So when I say I'll meet you a 5:45, what time would that be?
4:20.
Correct. And
Okay, like 60 minutes in an hour.
divided by 4.
Yeah, 20 something.
A quarter of an hour, 25 minutes,
How long is a quarter of an hour? Good.
25 minutes.
If I say I'm gonna meet you a 4:45, what time would that be?
4:25.
So share with our viewers how you got that math.
I really just, when you think of a dollar, 25 cents.
I just got
20.
like bit by like a bee or something.
But 25, 50, 75.
I just got stung by a bee, bro.
You good? Oh, that's crazy.
I think I broke its tail inside my neck, bro. How many
mean
letters
stinger?
are in the alphabet?
29.
29.
Yo, listen. I don't know how motherfuckers are getting this wrong. It's always been the same number of letters in the alphabet, and I'm pretty sure they teach that in elementary school. But it's not hard to forget. It's a fucking number that should be common in your head. Not so much for other
How many
people.
dimes are in $1?
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say 50.
50 dimes in $1?
50 dimes in a dollar?
That's what I don't know.
You're right. And what country's above North Korea?
Russia?
No. I'll give you 3 multiple choice questions. Italy, Venezuela, or Kenya?
Venezuela.
You're right. That is right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time, bro. I appreciate it. What is 3 cubed?
9.
What country's above North Korea? Okay, I'll give you 3 multiple choices.
Okay.
Okay, is it El Salvador? Is it Niger? Or is
That's
it Saudi
Kennesaw
Arabia?
State.
Arabia.
Holy
Correct. What is
shit.
3 cubed?
9.
9, that is correct. Okay. How'd you get that math? Can you share with our viewers how you got that?
3 times 3.
Correct. Can you guys tell me what is 624 rounded to the nearest tenth?
624.
Yeah.
630.
624. Would you just round it to 630?
To the nearest 10th?
Yeah.
Somebody didn't pay
624.
attention. in
What
school.
is 124 rounded to the nearest tenth?
125.
Can you tell me how many hours are usually in 4 days?
90 something.
Yeah, you're right there. 90 what?
78 plus 24. I'm still asleep. I don't know.
My wife was on the phone with her sister the other day, and they were FaceTiming, and I'm sitting over here looking up stuff, and I hear a shower running, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is she on the shower while she's on FaceTime? She's like, yeah. Well, tell her she needs to fucking use a hairdryer while she's in the shower. It works way better.
98 plus 24?
Oh, it's 102 actually.
102?
Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. How many letters are in the alphabet?
20, 20, 25, 26, 27, something like that.
You gotta pick one.
20, 27.
Correct.
You said 3
You
numbers.
was on a
Pick the
roll.
one in the
All right,
middle.
at this point,
What
I was
up,
gonna
Mark?
give up, honestly. No one was getting anything correct, but I thought, why not give it another try? So I went, gave it another try, and you guys won't believe it. I won't spoil anything, but if you made it this far into the video, make sure you like and subscribe. # road to 100K. All right, Rachel, so like on a scale of 1 through 10, how smart are you?
A 6.
What is 624 rounded to the nearest tenth?
624 rounded to the nearest 10. 620.
How many hours are in 3 days usually?
72.
What country is above South Korea?
North Korea?
Are
See
you
how you
sure?
changed the question?
Yeah, I went there.
Okay. You went to North Korea?
South.
Okay.
I've been in North
What
Korea.
is 66 plus 44?
66 plus 44. 110.
110. Okay. And last but not least, how many feet are in a yard?
Feet in a yard. Oh, don't ask me measurements.
No.
I'm not good with measurements. There's 12 feet. I don't know how much was a yard, low-key. Like 120. I'm just gonna guess
120 feet?
Yeah, I'm just guessing.
That's correct.
Oh,
That's
really?
No, it's 3
I was
feet.
like,
It's 3 feet.
don't gaslight me like that.
What is 624 rounded to the nearest tenth?
620.
How long is a president's term usually?
4 years.
How many hours
By
are
the
in
way,
3 days?
620 is wrong.
72.
How many dimes are in $1?
10.
And what country is above South Korea?
North Korea?
How many feet are in a yard?
12.
What's your name?
I love this. I'm Kara.
Hi,
Hello,
Kara.
Kara.
So like on a scale of 1 through 10, how smart are you?
Wow. 6.5.
How many
Alright.
dimes are in $1?
There's 10 dimes in $1.
What is 3 cubed?
I actually don't. 27?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, come on.
And then
I
what
thought
is
she was gonna get dumb for a second.
124 rounded to the nearest 10?
124 would be 120.
And what is 66 plus 44?
Would that be 110?
Yes.
Let's
And then last question, what country is above South Korea?
Okay, North Korea.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Positive?
Yes.
Yes, you're
Yes,
correct.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. What is 3 times 3 times 3?
27.
What country is above South Korea?
North Korea.
What is 66 plus 44?
66 plus 44. 110.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
15 minutes.
What is the square root of 49?
7.
How many dimes are in $1?
10.
What country is above North Korea?
Japan.
Correct, that is correct. All right, yeah.
I thought it was China.
It is China. On a scale of 1 through 10, how smart are you?
I think like an 8.
Okay, so
maybe.
above average. So you're smart.
Yeah, I'd say I'm smart.
I like the confidence. I like the
Thank
confidence.
you.
What is 124 rounded to the nearest tenth?
It's 124.
Yeah.
About
Why do
time.
you say that? Like, explain to the viewers how you got that answer.
Because when you're rounding to the 10th, that's a decimal place, and 124 is a whole number.
Good answer. Good answer. How long is a quarter of an hour?
A quarter of an hour is 15 minutes.
What country is above South Korea?
North Korea?
Okay. What country is above North Korea?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not good with geography.
Okay, I'll give you 3 multiple choices.
Okay.
Okay. Is it Kenya? Is it Niger? Or is it Venezuela?
Aren't those all in South Africa?
Yeah, they're all in South Africa. It was a trick question. It's actually China.
Okay.
When is Independence Day?
July 4th.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
15 minutes.
So if I tell you I'm gonna meet you a quarter till 5, what time would that be?
4:45.
Correct, correct. When is Independence Day?
Our day of our Declaration of Independence, right?
Yeah, like
July
what
2nd.
date? Like the date.
Oh, is it July 4th?
When was the U.S. founded though? Like what year?
1776?
Yes, that is correct. How many
Or-
feet are in a yard?
Oh, 3?
What country is above North Korea?
I have no idea. Geography is my worst.
No? I'll give you.
Japan?
Correct.
Actually?
No,
No.
it's China.
Oh.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. How long is a president's term usually?
4 years.
What is 3
All
cubed?
right.
27.
What continent has no bees?
No bees.
Yeah, like they don't have bees.
Oh, Antarctica.
Wicked smart.
Because everything's frozen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last question. How many feet are in 1 yard?
Feet and 5. Is it that? No, that's miles. 48.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. All right. Thank you so much for your
So
time.
close.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So
How long is a
close.
quarter of an hour usually?
Hold on, let me think about it. A quarter of an hour? 15 minutes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how many dimes are in $1?
He's definitely a Georgia
What
girl.
country is above South Korea?
I don't know.
It's a country in Asia. I'll give you a hint.
North Korea?
You sure?
No.
No. What is 66 plus 44?
110?
What is 124 rounded to the nearest tenth?
124?
How'd you do it?
It's a whole number already. There's like no decimal point.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And last question. What continent doesn't have any bees?
Antarctica.
Correct. Correct. All right. Thank you so much.
So curious about the girl that said that fucking Africa. Africa has no bees. Isn't that where the murder hornets were supposed to come from? Or the African killer bees? Just saying.
For your
20?
All
The
right.
media that's on
Shut up.
TV.
So obviously this is going to be another street interviews on Trump or Kamala because, you know, that shit never gets old. And this time I believe they're in Brooklyn or the Bronx. I don't remember. It's in New York City.
I'm asking people in the Bronx, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who are you voting for? Do you plan on voting?
Yeah, Kamala Harris.
Kamala
Oh, okay.
Harris.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump or
Wait.
Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
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 What about same with you? You love Donald Trump, ma'am?
I love him.
Do you want to weigh in?
I don't mind. Trump all the way.
Why Donald Trump?
Because I feel like he's telling the truth, and I feel like he's going to change this whole mess.
He's a good person. He's for the American people. Bro, the Bronx loves Donald Trump.
A lot of people say things about him that
It's Fat Joe's
honestly, I
little
don't
brother,
believe he says.
Little Joe.
They twist stuff up, and
Tiny Joe.
he actually does have policies as opposed to Kamala. She has no policies.
Kamala Harris, you know, I think she's a joke. She laughs a lot. And I'm
black.
voting for Trump, man. I see he's the real deal.
Why Harris?
Harris because, honestly, change is needed.
Because I don't trust Donald Trump, the way he acts.
Not into how he acts.
We've seen what Trump can do, what he's
Yeah.
willing to do. So
Yeah.
I think that's enough to...
No matter what these libs say, bro, they're full of shit. The Bronx
Dude,
loves
somebody
Trump.
ate your
He's
shirt.
not racist. The black people love this dude. Bro, which other president comes to the hood? Which other president has ever been to the Bronx and does this kind of stuff, you know? This is my block, bro. I've been living here for like 10 years, bro. Bro, he came here, he represents, man. Hood loves Donald Trump.
Do you think that changed a lot of people's view of Donald Trump, him being president in the community?
Yeah, of course, man. You, as a president, man, you gotta be present within the community. You gotta come and show your face.
Yeah.
You gotta be connectful with your peoples. You know,
You gotta be connected
we are
with
the
your
people that
people.
are voting for the president. You should be able to connect and not be disconnect with the people you're trying to get votes from. You know.
Yeah, because you're not the only person that we've heard that from. You know, him coming to the Bronx and actually showing his face, where a lot of it seems as though presidential candidates don't do anything like that. That's why it was so shocking for many people. You know what I mean?
Bro, you don't see Kamala Harris doing that. You don't see old ass Biden doing this type of shit. Bro, they ruined the border. They f***ed up New York City. They bought all these immigrants and they bought all these illegals and they're taking up all the work. You see all these scooters out here? These are all legals. They're out here robbing people.
Yo, this
they're
guy
robbing
has
my
an
people,
Assassin's
all that.
Creed
They're
tattoo.
taking work from the locals around here. That's what they're doing. They f***ed up this country.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, you know, I talked to a lot of Democrats that have no problem with the border crisis the last 3.5 years, and essentially what the administration did is they opened up the southern border. You have mass unvetted migration coming across the southern border, and with a lot of Americans, you know, with the inflation, all of that affecting your pocketbooks, everything's becoming more expensive. It seems like it's certainly the wrong time to be importing millions and millions of people while you have Americans struggling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there was like security right on the border, the edge of the border. They didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what triggered me.
You love Donald Trump, ma'am?
I love Mr. Trump.
You love Mr. Trump. Okay,
We're
getting some support in the Bronx for Trump right now.
I love Mr. Trump. I will vote for Mr. Trump 20 times over.
No,
Make
don't do that.
America healthy. Make America great again. I love him.
Yeah, why? That's actually the first I've heard it today. Why are you saying make America healthy?
There are too many obese people in this country. They eat too much fast food.
Oh.
And there's that recent, obviously, RFK.
Now remember, she said that because she's gonna tell you a story about a $30.
Jr. joined forces with Donald Trump.
Before. I'm from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I came here. I never
What do you think
see
about
so
Kamala
much
Harris?
obese people. Sorry. But get out there and vote for Mr. Trump, everybody.
Do you mind if I ask you, why do you support Donald Trump? You know, what makes you so excited about Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
What has she done? She was in there, how many years she was there?
3.5 years, the last 3.5 years.
She didn't do nothing. As a black woman, she did nothing. She did nothing for us.
I did have somebody
All
telling me
the
earlier.
Stuff that she said that she's going to do, she should have done it then. She should have done it then.
So too late.
It's too late. Trump all the way, boo. All the way.
Do you mind if I ask you, when it comes to, obviously this is a pretty wild election, and a lot of people aren't very motivated or excited about the candidates that we're speaking with, right? And so I want to know, are you voting mainly against Donald Trump, or are you for Kamala Harris and standing for her, you know, positions that she holds?
Well, in reality,
are you voting mainly against Donald
Let him
Trump? Or
talk.
no?
it's a combination.
It's a combination.
Yeah, I'm voting against Donald Trump, definitely.
Well, obviously.
Also, I am a registered Democrat, and I support most of the policies and the Democratic agenda. So I'm voting on that premise.
What's the agenda?
Yeah, so you will be voting. You're going to be voting for Kamala Harris. And she's obviously been heavily involved in the administration over the last 3.5 years. What has she done that makes you guys think she will be a great president of the United States?
I believe that she's truthful.
Yeah. I mean, specifically though, like, is there something that stood out to you
Yeah,
during
she's
the
never
last 3.5
lied,
years
guys.
that she did, an accomplishment that you were excited about? All right, you guys, it's been over 3 years since I've done this.
Shut up, James.
Stock is limited.
The reduction of the cost of medication, especially for our seniors.
Donald Trump started that.
That's a part of what she has done. I look at it also the fact that she's not the president, so she have to just support the leadership that she's.
But she
under.
doesn't.
Now that she will become, she's at the top of the ticket. Naturally, it will be her agenda and her policies, and I'm looking at what she's promising, as usual. Politicians make promises, you never know. But I do believe that her promises sound more sincere.
Yeah. And you guys, she, a big issue at the top of the ticket. There's immigration, and then there's the economy. That's been a big one. And a lot of people have been struggling. We've been talking to a lot of people, but I think it goes without saying, right? The cost of rent, energy prices, groceries. I mean, just about everything has been skyrocketing over the last 3.5 years. Wages are still down right now compared to when Trump was in office. What would you tell somebody that's been struggling over the last 3.5 years that, hey, more of this administration is good for them? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that the administration that was prior to Trump worked for 8 years to bring the economy to what it was.
So you're saying Trump had a good economy?
Of course. He inherited a great economy. And under his leadership, that's where it become what it become. Of course, we're going to blame some of it on COVID, but a part of it is...
The lockdowns did not help the economy, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they were great for the
businesses,
economy, right?
Maybe the big corporations that were allowed to stay open, maybe they were okay, but the small business owners, they got pummeled.
Yeah, I look at Walmart and all these guys remain, Home Depot, Lowe's. I mean, they make it big, and I agree with you. The small guys, it didn't help them.
They got put last.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the fact
that it's kind of a slow recovery over the last 3.5 years. Still not back to where we were. For people that's a big problem to, what would you tell them that would maybe convince them to vote for Kamala?
Well, I would tell them we are on a straight path right now.
Are we though?
We look at the stock market. We look at just about everything. The inflation is down. The interest rate is going down. And our salary, you might say, our salary is not where it should be, but salaries are big time.
I don't know, the Dow's down 1%.
Yeah, real wages, so accounting for inflation, real wages are still down compared to, let's say, 2019. Real wages are still down compared to that, just because of inflation just being so out of control. Now, inflation has lowered compared to the last couple of years, but it hasn't gone into the negatives. When they measure that, it's year over year. So last year, let's say, for example, it's like 6%. This year it's 3%. So that's only 3% growth on top of that 6%. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why when it comes to real wages being down, that's why people are still feeling this. And a lot of middle class for sure, because they're not in the stock market. I'm not big in the stock market. Are you in the stock market?
I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing well for yourself. There's a lot of Americans that aren't in the stock market, so that's probably why they're not feeling that that growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
And the fact that Donald Trump overall, we know he gave all that tax break to the wealthy, to the people from the upper echelon.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act?
The tax cut, tax break when he was in office.
Okay, so you mean for the corporate side or from the taxpayer side?
For the corporate.
Okay. Yeah, because you got it went from 35% to 21%. Essentially, what the rest of the developed,
world
I guess
is,
you could say, world has when it comes to lower tax rates for corporations to allow for employing more people. But you don't like that though.
The middle class guys seem like you forget them.
In those tax brackets, the high ones didn't get a tax cut. If we're talking on an individual level, middle class did get a tax cut, and that's expiring in 2025. Were you aware that the middle class were given tax cuts?
You get a tax cut, but at the same time, the tariffs that was put on imports coming from other countries, including China, that affected us big time.
Well, that was to make sure we need to keep American companies in America. Buy American, save American. You want to be paying your profits to China? Or do you want to keep them local in your economy?
And because that is passed on to us, the consumers.
Yeah.
So
why do you think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't get rid of those tariffs?
That I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but
I mean I'm just asking a question there. I genuinely, it's an interesting question. They kept a lot of those tariffs in.
Well, yeah. They kept them in.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
We'll find out. We are talking to Kamala Harris.
Well, so he's
supporters.
okay
They're
with
saying
that
that
now.
the economy, all of this stuff, It's been great over the last 3.5 years. They're very excited about it. They think she's going to be the one that's going to get the economy back on track. It's going to get the border crisis back on track. What are your thoughts about those responses?
I don't trust that lady. I do not trust that lady. There's something fishy about that lady.
4 years ago when he was in there, my 401k was up. I can afford anything I want, but there are people out there suffering.
Economy is a big one for you
The
then.
economy is a big one. Crime, immigration. You know what? I'm not against people coming to this country. I came here and I came to America straight. I flew. I went through the right way. I see these people, they're struggling. I work on Wall Street. And can I tell you, there are people, they're struggling so much, they're cooking food taken away from the restaurant and they're selling by the construction place. They're robbing the revenue. We don't want 4 more years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I don't care, friends, if you see me and you get upset. That's me. Vote and make America great again. Trump all the way.
Last question for you. Somebody that's on the fence, they're not sure if they're going to vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. What would you tell that person?
Listen, look at your life now. Look at your life before 4 years ago and see where you are. Do you know, yesterday I went with a friend of mine to get a burger. I went to Wendy's.
Here it is.
$35.
Wendy's.
I said, no. I can't pay for a burger, $35.
It's like a luxury meal right there.
I said, I'd rather go sit in a restaurant. Make America great again. Go out there and vote for your family.
You're a barber.
Yes.
We'll give that away.
How was the economy under Trump versus Biden and Harris? Did you notice any difference? Did you not? Do you just see him as a stronger leader? What is it?
Yes, ever since Biden came in office and they started bringing in these migrants in this country, everything slowed down. Everything went slow, and it's a struggle now because it's a struggle to gain all that back. When Trump was in office, we was doing great.
And you say change.
Yeah.
Now she's in the administration right now and heavily involved. How have the last 3 years been for you? Are you better off now than you were under Trump's administration when it comes to the economy, life? Is your dollar getting you further? What are your thoughts?
It has been a struggle. Realizing that a lot should have been done, but it wasn't. And the focus, I think,
You're still gonna vote for her?
I wanted to have was that I thought things would get a little better. I want to see more of what she can do. I'm very hopeful for what she's going to do. That's why she gets my vote.
There's a lot of people that we've been talking to that are just saying, you had 3.5 years, you're gonna have 4. We are disappointed with this administration. We're going back.
Okay.
Do you sympathize with that point of view, or do you think it's crazy? What do you think?
I can sympathize with that because people are coming from every which way of walk of life, every type of struggle, every type of outlook, and they just want better.
And I'm talking about here in the Bronx too.
Absolutely. I'm from here, born and raised, so I know we have a lot of work that needs to get done, a lot, and I'm really counting on her. And you can't force people to see things for the greater good, but I think when Donald Trump was first even bought presidency, anything, everybody was all for it. Money, 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 that's all everybody saw, and now we are where we are now,
It's a pretty major difference.
Huge.
You're selling me on Trump right now.
Huge, and I see that.
Yeah. It's
But-
interesting. No, you're
That's
able to
pretty
see it,
interesting.
certainly. It's almost a feeling. You're hopeful for Kamala if
hopeful.
I can put words in your mouth.
I want to be optimistic. I think we should.
Okay.
I think a lot
you
of
don't
people
vote
that,
for
that,
president
go
being
with Kamala,
optimistic.
I don't want to call them stupid, but I would say more uneducated on what they go more by feelings.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't like Trump, but why you don't like Trump? They have no. Well, he's
'Cause he's a
What
racist.
did he say? What has he said? So I really don't get them, but I'm not gonna argue with anybody. Everybody has their opinion of. Anybody likes you like who you like, and that's it.
Were you always supporting Trump or no?
To be honest with you, no.
Yeah.
My brother was. My brother always. My cousins, they always. And I'm like, but what does he know about politics? And it turns out that he's just smart. He's smart. know, so.
Different perspective for sure. I mean, you're talking about a billionaire businessman. A lot of people believe in trying something new, even though, he's already been in office. They've seen it, but also just, trying something different than the career politician that we've had for the last, 80 years, sinking the ship that's the United States. When it comes to your own life then, so you have some people that have always been Trump, you haven't. Did you vote against him in 2016 or 2020?
No, I actually did vote for him, but I wasn't for him.
Okay.
I said, he's a New Yorker. Let me go with my New Yorker.
Yeah. That's funny.
And now I just man, there's no way I'm gonna go against him.
Do you think that with the border crisis that's going on,
Right.
have you seen that going on in New York? What are your thoughts?
You mean like different walks of life, different
people coming into the country illegally while we have Americans struggling? What are your thoughts about that?
I've seen a lot of that.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what their walks of life are and why they choose to make those decisions, but I don't think we should base it on personal. Let's look at it, if I had to find a way to survive and run anywhere, I'm gonna run anywhere to survive. And some people look at America as that place to run.
They're getting a lot of funding. There's a lot of struggling communities across the United States transferring millions, billions of dollars to people that are coming into the country illegally, when I'm sure you could probably agree that there are Americans that are struggling.
Yes, we need a lot more.
Yeah, do you think that was appropriate to do the last few years?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't. I think we all should work. We all should work for our way, even if you're finding your way. You don't need to pick a certain group to attack or give more to.
Yeah.
Everyone should have a fair
Americans.
shot at this. I don't think that was okay. While we're still struggling, they get to reap kind of the benefits of what we're doing.
You sure
But
sound
I
like a
still
Trump
have a
voter.
heart, and I can honestly see why a person would take those risks. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what they're going through, why they chose to make a decision like coming across the country illegally.
What are your thoughts about the Biden-Harris administration bringing in minimum, 3 million illegal immigrants per year while all of that is going on, while Americans are struggling with inflation, crime, all of that? What are your thoughts about that?
Okay, my thoughts, you want to come to America, come the right way. Be vetted.
Yeah.
Be vetted. You don't come because you come to America, you come through the border, you come and you get everything. And people who are here are suffering. There are Americans who are suffering,
Yeah.
They can afford the basics. And you bringing these people and giving them $350 on a EBT card, they got to come the right way. I'm not against people coming to America. It's a land of opportunity. It worked for me and it can work for others. These people who are coming, they're hard workers, but they were told, come to America, come, and then you can vote. It doesn't work like that.
You want to come in this country, come in clean, come in, like
Sounds like
legal,
something I say.
with papers.
Were you always a Republican, or have you voted Democrat?
I am
where are you
a
at?
Democrat.
You're a Democrat.
But
Whoa.
I changed to Republican.
When did you do that?
I changed when Donald Trump started running.
Which
I
time?
looked at him the first time, I was laughing at him. And then when I saw the seriousness in this man, I said, listen, I'm going to vote for this man, give him a chance. And for that 4 years, I worked on Wall Street all my life.
Yeah.
Wall Street was booming. As soon as Biden-Harris take over, Wall Street is dead. You know how many businesses went out of business?
Tell us.
There's so much homeless. In Wall Street, there's a street named Nassau Street. You cannot walk through Nassau Street without being high. You don't have to smoke it, They're selling it, they're smoking it. When Donald Trump, those things were not.
I've always been when I was younger, like 10 years ago, I've been like a Democratic kind of guy. Yeah. But then I started seeing bullshit happening. The country started going shit. Like, I was in the Marine Corps, bro. I fought for this country. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, right straight out of high school, I went to the Marine Corps. Yeah. And this is not, of course, man, this is not the same country that I went during the service, man. And I blame the liberals, man. They've been in power, out of this last 16 years?
I am running into a ton of support for Donald Trump here today. Does that shock you?
Yeah,
Dude, that
does.
tracksuit's probably about 30 years old.
Because, there's really no billionaires around here. This is just regular people, middle class people.
Are you saying that you don't see maybe Donald Trump as representing middle class people?
No. Well, first of all, Donald Trump, like I say, Donald Trump has his outlook for the rich people. All right?
How much that chain cost you?
As far as I'm concerned,
Give me that chain.
Donald Trump is not the same Donald Trump he used to be. Back in the days when he was in Atlantic City with the casinos, I'm a DJ, and I used to do a lot of promotional things down there.
So you used to work
he
for
was
him.
a cool guy.
So you said you liked him more back in the day. Do you think that could have something to do with the media reporting on Donald Trump or no? Because the media is overwhelmingly against Donald Trump when it comes to the mainstream media. What do you think about that?
No, well, you know something, to tell you the truth, the media that's on TV is actually for Donald Trump because the rich is the ones who's paying the media off.
CNN, MSNBC,
Bro, what the
ABC
fuck is
for
this
Donald Trump?
retard talking about?
You know who is?
CNN's for Donald Trump. Okay. I can't see it. CBS is for Donald Trump. Okay. Nah, still don't see it. MSNBC? Nah. ABC? Nah. Fox News? 50-50. New York Post? Maybe. New York Times? Hell no. The Atlantic? Hell no. Come on, motherfucker. Open you. You know what? He's one of those old heads that you can't change.
What is it? Fox News.
Fox News would be more for Trump, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
That's every time.
But what about the others?
Listen to them talk. Everything is, as soon as the Democrats or Kamala Harris does something good, they try to find a way to put dirt on it to make it look lower than good.
What about the other media companies? CNN, ABC, MSNBC, NBC.
Well, CNN.
What do you think?
CNN's not like that. CNN is more international, is more worldwide. So
is it?
Basically, to me, CNN. You usually get the full story, the right story from CNN.
You know, you mentioned that Donald Trump is for maybe the billionaires. He represents the rich people more. Well, you know, I talk to a lot of Trump supporters, and I think a really big thing, and I would agree with this, a really big thing is when he was in office. You're talking about low gas prices, low inflation.
I was thinking, if they have all these billionaires that need to pay their fair share, right? Aren't there way more millionaires than there are billionaires? So shouldn't they also pay their fair share? Because that would mean all of these fucking congressmen and congresswomen, they would have to pay more in taxes.
Rent, low energy.
When he left office.
Do you mind if I say really quick?
Oh, yeah.
And tax cuts for the middle class in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. What do you think about that? What would your response to that be as him being against the working man if
I say,
life was easier to live? What do you think?
Well, it was in the beginning back then, but when he left office after the coronavirus, now let me tell you something, the prices and all the inflation, they're trying to blame it on Joe Biden. What it was after the coronavirus was like just about over, all of those wealthy companies that wasn't making money because of the virus, nobody was around, nobody was spending. All they tried to do is get their money back by making prices go higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, those corporations are what caused inflation, not the tie casting vote or the winning vote. You know, so proud of the Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah, that helped. He's right.
Higher prices. It's about them getting their money back. All right. I mean, because after the coronavirus, when the prices were where they were, they should have just came down. Yeah. And the way they come down,
but with inflation, what about
it actually all starts with
that's
fuel.
what I'm saying. Yeah. These stores used to rent for like $1,500, $2,000.
Okay.
Now these stores are going for, you can't get them no less than $5,000.
Isn't it Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's job to get inflation under control they're the commander, if he's the commander in chief?
Of course.
You aren't criticizing some of the stuff
small
that's been
businesses closed during COVID, and now you have small businesses that got to pay $5,000 of rent. They're still making the profit if they're paying $5,000 in rent. I don't know where that guy's argument was going. So small businesses are back, and they have to pay more in rent.
happening the last 3.5 years.
Absolutely.
What is it that's promising for the next 4 years? Saying you are getting rewarded with 4 more years. Why?
Because she's not scared. She's tough. And a lot of people were looking at the administration for her. Where's Kamala? Where's Kamala? Even there was a point where I did the same thing. But Biden was the focus. He's our president. And I believe that with her now being in the front seat, she's able to do what she should have done. That's why I have hope for her, because you know what you should have done. There's no need to keep badgering you about that. You have the spotlight right now.
So why do you want to
fix
vote
that.
for her?
And I have hope that you will. And if you don't, Kamala.
Well, the way I find Kamala Harris, she's very, very educated. She's very educated. Donald Trump's not all that educated, but what I love about Donald Trump, he's stern. Donald Trump is stern. When he was in office, the first thing he said to North Korea and them, don't even think about it. You know?
Do you see him as being a stronger president of the United States when it comes to his sternness? Is he stronger than Kamala or no?
No, well, like I tell you, that's one thing I've always admired about Donald Trump. But like I say,
it's a fair thing to admire.
Kamala Harris, all she is, she's the president. Now everybody's making this big deal like if she's strong enough. She's not the one who's in the army.
You are talking about the commander-in-chief. This person represents. They are the face of the country. You know? So that is important to be.
I was talking to my wife this morning about that. One of the main things I like about Tulsi is she was actually served. She's deployed. You know, and I remember back in the day, like presidents actually served their country, whether it was Air National Guard or active duty or cavalry commander. They served. That went away with Clinton. What happened? No. Because Bush actually was Air National Guard. Obama didn't serve. Trump didn't serve. Biden definitely didn't fucking serve, which is weird because he should have been drafted. Or was he a fortunate son?
See, people think Kamala Harris won't be as strong as Donald Trump.
You can't even say her name right.
Do you think she'll be as strong?
Well, you know, well, I think she'll be stronger because, like I tell you, she's intelligent, and when it comes to protecting our nation, like I'm saying, the same way she's talking about bringing prices down, doing what she got to do here, but protecting America, you think she's gonna step down? The first thing she's gonna do is she's gonna be stern. Something jumps off in the Middle East or whatever, and they make some kind of threat towards America.
She has a. Do you mind if I ask?
The generals in them who are the ones who are going to say, you know.
She has a lot of sway in the current election. Trump, there was no new wars. Under this administration, we have 2 new wars that we're heavily involved in.
And a third one coming up.
That's not the United States. That's over there. That's
we're sending
Israel.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
You know why? Because you know why? Because at some point, watch certain nations just bully another nation, and just to keep it going and people are getting killed, that's when it's a bitch.
The reason I bring that up is it seems as though everyone's making a move while this administration is in office. They don't seem as afraid of this administration. Iran is, you know what? Is being aggressive. What do you think about that?
Now that's what I call media hype.
Yeah.
What?
That's just media hype. On the media, they're saying all of that, but behind closed doors, they're like, yeah, let them make a move. Let them make a move. Come on, this is the United States.
Yo, you son of a bitch. They had leaked documents yesterday on the attack plans for Iran. Or Israel's attack plans on Iran. U.S. had them. Because you know why? We are helping them. By helping them, we are part of this war. And they're attacking everybody. Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and now they want to go fuck with Iran? All because they know, well, we have America and we have the UN. Yeah. Bro.
We just got to be involved in wars.
Yo, listen to this. Putin, right?
Yes, sir.
Putin. Okay. He's talking about if we do this or we do that, they're talking about nuclear. Are you kidding me?
They have?
Putin saying this. We're in America. You know how big the Russian mob is in America? You think they're gonna let them shoot that shit off over here with all the money they're making?
Yeah, probably not. Probably
Don't you think, yo, they'll assassinate Putin and his whole family. So all that is media hype. And China, the same thing. China,
Let them
the
try
same
that.
thing.
Putin will
Chinatown,
fucking
all the
destroy
China
him.
gangs, the Chinese mafia.
Hey, I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you. When it comes to Kamala Harris, another thing that we'll hear, and certainly around, hey, you can hear it in Brooklyn, the Bronx, wherever. When it comes to her support for, let's say, transgender surgeries for illegal immigrants that are detained in
And
jail,
inmates.
you know, she's made a public position of that. What do you think about those positions? Do you like those?
As far as that's
Should illegal immigrants be
concerned,
getting transgender surgeries?
I don't think
On American
that
time.
that should really be.
Does that seem weird, or do you support that?
Well, first of all, to me, all of that's getting out of hand.
Do you agree with those views that she holds, or no?
No, I might not agree with the views that she holds.
Yeah.
But as it relates to that, I feel like that freedom people should have and should not be taken away. And in so doing, if she chose to support that, then so be it.
All of that's getting out of hand, and I hope they do something about it. The TV commercials, I mean, before things like that was behind closed doors. Now, what are these little kids in school, and they see these commercials, and it's a guy kissing a guy and a girl kissing a girl? These little kids, they don't understand.
So they're pushing a lot of that in schools, middle schools. What do you think about that?
I'm just talking about those commercials are on TV. On TV.
Do you support that?
Huh? No, I don't.
When it comes to the transgender surgeries for children, Kamala's running mate in Minnesota had basically, essentially, a sanctuary state for sex changes for children.
He's trying
Do
to
you
come up
support
with a response.
No, I don't.
Did you know about that?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on TV, but
Do you think does
Here it
that
comes.
sway your idea of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz at all, or no?
What it is,
Yeah.
it's the person's right to what they want to do to their body.
The child?
No, exactly. As far as that concerned, them doing it like doing it for them while they're in jail or with stuff like that, I don't support that.
So that's a criticism of Harris and Walz right there from you, a Democrat. Is that correct?
So what about
Well,
children
it's not
again?
criticism. What it is I just don't think that idea is good.
Seems like a bad idea.
Which idea?
I just don't think that idea is good.
For the children though, should we be drawing a line there and saying that is absolutely unacceptable and you're not going to get my
better
vote
say
if you
yes.
support that? What do you think? For the children specifically, I'm saying.
Well, no. Like I say, I don't support that, but my vote will still go that way. It doesn't matter.
Get the fuck out of here, you ignorant.
Yeah, my vote will still go that way, but like I said,
It's wild. People that are saying that Donald
I
Trump
think
is
his
racist, they can't
IQ
support him
is
because
way
he's
below
racist.
room temperature.
Is he racist?
How is he racist? Can those same people say how he's racist?
Do you think he's actually racist?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
No, it's that's your view.
Yes.
Why? What has he done that's racist?
I want to say the very condescending things, like
What?
I believe it was Puerto Rico that suffered a major storm a couple years back.
Haiti,
Right.
maybe?
No.
No, okay.
I believe it
Keep
was
going.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Hear this out. He wasn't racist towards Puerto Rico because what a lot of people don't know is Trump was over there. Yeah, he was handing out paper towels, but he was still there with supplies. Now the fucking whoever's in charge of Puerto Rico at that time was saying, we're not getting supplies, we're not getting supplies, we're not getting supplies. And then years later, they find all these supplies in an abandoned fucking airfield in containers. Oh, we weren't getting the supplies. Bitch, you were getting the fucking supplies. It was in the news.
And he went somewhere and was throwing paper towels. You know, like, oh, here's a paper towel for you, here's a paper. Very condescending, not funny. Or you go into places and
Is throwing paper towels a good example of racism, though?
not racism.
Because
but
then we might both be racist if that's the case.
Yep.
it's like me walking up to a homeless person and throwing bags of food around them.
Is that
Like,
racist?
I know you're hungry, but here's a bag of food for you. Instead of actually, you know, getting in the ground and actually feeling what these people are going through. You know what I mean? Actually seeing like, wow.
Has Kamala Harris or Joe Biden actually been to the affected areas in North Carolina, such as Asheville?
I'm Donald Trump and I'm okay. These people aren't. And they're depending on me to make sure that they're okay.
Do you think if I run that by people around here in the Bronx, Do you think they're going to think that's racist?
In a way, yeah.
Can you point out specific situations where he is racist? Because I have seen the liberals be racist. Kamala Harris doing all these fake ass accents to what? Panish the black people? Why is she getting votes? Oh, I'm black and I'm a woman. Is it okay? What's your qualifications? What you got going on? Like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? And then what else? Biden saying, oh, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What kind of shit is that? And then who? Kathy Hochul, the government? Oh, the Bronx doesn't know what a computer is. Like, I've been using a computer way before you would even know what a computer was.
The low expectations is what many people would call the racist action. It's the I think these people are so unbelievably stupid, and that's
racist. And that's racist. They say, oh, you come from a low income. You come from a low income community. You're black. Oh, you're not smart enough to get a photo ID. Are you saying you're stupid? They're calling black people stupid.
Listening to how he talks, I have a lot of Asian friends and co-workers. And to sit back and hear him classifying them the way in which he does, people, they're eating dogs and cats.
Filipinos eat dogs.
The leaders and the politicians.
I don't anymore. I've tried it.
Everyone else is saying it's not true. He's still holding onto those stories. Why would I trust him? Period.
You voted for Joe Biden?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Joe Biden, I want to run something by you.
Yeah.
Joe Biden said about Barack Obama, who was a very popular president. I'm sure we would agree. Joe Biden said about Barack Obama that he was the first mainstream African American that is bright, articulate, and clean. That is a direct quote.
Sounds racist.
Is that racist?
No, offensive.
It's offensive.
Offensive.
The clean part?
The entire statement. Because you've been on the earth long enough.
So, by what she just said, is Donald Trump throwing toilet paper towels out? That's not racist. That's just offensive. Same thing, right?
Enough to know that Barack is not the only clean-cut, black, educated man. You know, it's very, again, condescending. The same thing Donald Trump did. But is he Donald Trump? No.
He's not nearly orange enough. And then as for the Bronx, I mean, the Bronx, in 2020, it was like 18% supporting Donald Trump. Do you think that number is going to be increasing this election?
It is. I've seen it. The man comes everywhere. He's not afraid to go in the black neighborhood, the Hispanic neighborhood. He's not afraid. That's a leader.
So you think people are seeing that support and that presence of being in the community, and you think that's making people like him more? You think
Yes.
that's effective?
Yes. He's not offering us nothing. He's not saying, look, I'll pay for your lunch. Like Kamala Harris, oh, I'll give you so much money. Black man, I'll give you 50 grand, blah, blah, blah. Bull talk. That's all talk.
Do you think that's working on
It's
the
not
black
working.
community, if you were to guess?
It's not working. I don't think it's working because New York is predominantly Democrat. It's
For sure.
changed. It's changed. You go in East New York. I was looking at an interview from Channel 5 in East New York.
Yeah.
Everybody's going Donald Trump.
If you are having some people on the fence or maybe don't want to vote or whatever it may be, just what would your message to them be?
My message to all of y'all, please vote for Trump. It'll change your life.
I want people to vote on what you feel, vote on what you know, speak on what you know, and get your voice heard.
And the ones are voting for Kamala Harris, y'all making a big, huge mistake. Vote for Trump.
I love that man. I love him. I love him.
Yeah.
On my job, everybody did shh, shh, shh. I said, hey.
We need to get you to meet Donald Trump. That's what we need to do. We need to set something like that up.
Mr. Trump, I would like to meet you.
If he was here right now, what would your message to him be?
Mr. Trump, make America great again, as you promised. Secure the borders. Build our military. Make our military stronger
This
again.
lady is based. I
Build
love
the
her.
economy. I love you, and I'm praying for you every day. You will make America great again.
We're here in the Bronx. All right, everyone, that is it for today. So the Bronx, much more pro-Trump than we were.
Well, Bronx is definitely more pro-Trump than the media wants you to believe they are. You still have a couple of those outliers, but they seem stuck. Whether or not they're educated, like, how do I say this? Not really saying that they're uneducated, but poorly educated. Because some of the stuff, it seems like it's so blatant and right there in front of you that it must not be real. Reality is not real. That's why it's called reality? Fakeality. Whatever. All right. So this next one, actually pissed me off. Because I've been talking about MVM for forever, right? And how they're transporting fucking children all across this country. Well, wait till you find out just how much and to what organization is actually paying for all this.
My line in the sand moment was when I found out that GSA had awarded a contract to a company to transport unaccompanied minors.
What was that like for you?
It was like someone kicked me in my gut. Once I found out about the contract, that night, I got on my computer and I started doing a Google search.
Action obligation 40 million, total contract value 347 million. That's over $250 million. That's a lot of money to transport unaccompanied children. I mean, this is a big money business.
And that's why we're sitting here today, because as I shared before, what you know, you cannot unknow.
The crisis of conscience would only grow and reach inside the holy grail of the unaccompanied child transportation business. There's the white buses right there.
Fucking
That's
company,
the FedEx
MVM.
transportation hub for the unaccompanied minor children. They stop the transportation of children, they stop the money.
My name is Clarissa Rippey.
And where do you work?
I work for General Services Administration, aka GSA.
So if you don't know what GSA is, anything that you have to do with that regards military contract, military supplies, vehicles, it's all ordered through GSA. So it's pretty much the military industrial complex's main supplier.
And for those who are not familiar with what GSA is or what it does, can you talk a little about that?
GSA, it basically manages all the services for the federal government. Then you have the transportation side of GSA that manages like travel, transportation, and logistics, that's the area that I'm working in right now.
And what sort of thing do you do in that department?
All right, Zippity.
What's called an
Good to
1102.
see you,
I'm a contract specialist, and my responsibility is to work with contractors that provide products and services to the federal government. And I work on a team of contracting officers, and we award those contracts.
NGO stands for non-governmental organization. But in addressing political and social issues, they receive money from the government. These groups get large amounts of money. The more immigrants they represent, the more money they receive.
Follow it? Well, the film Line in the Sand, we saw so many of these companies. People were amazed and shocked to see just how many busing companies and making
Are you
so much
fucking
money
kidding
off
me,
those
Zip?
prices. Were you aware of some of those names of those
Did they at least arrest them? Or all of them? Because that could have been a bad situation if you think about it.
companies in the film? Or
Not originally. Then I came over to TTL and became aware that that GSA had awarded a contract for the transportation services.
What was your line in the sand moment here in this situation?
My line in the sand moment was when I found out that GSA had awarded a contract to a company to transport unaccompanied minors.
So you found this out and then you had this line in the sand moment. What was that like for you?
It was like someone kicked me in my gut because I had just gotten a promotion, accepted the position for that particular division. And I was not aware at all that the agency that I worked for was party to transporting unaccompanied minors.
Sounds like she
Once
got
I found out about
proper position.
the contract that night, I got on my computer and I started doing a Google search. And I did keyword searches. I did transport unaccompanied minors. I put in transport of immigrant children, and all of these websites popped
Julie.
up. And it led back to some of these NGOs and these companies, like Acuity, which was the original awardee of the contract. And then MVM protested that award, and the contract wound up back with MVM.
Within the last 9 months, MVM has received over $129 million from the Department of Homeland Security, $719 million from DHS overall.
But as I continued to read the documents that I found online, I found out these are the illegal immigrants, minors who are coming over without their parents, without anyone that they knew, being shipped at every hour of the day, especially like late at night when we're all asleep in our beds and our children are safe at home. These children were being shipped all over the place.
Shipped over, and that must have made you feel guilty.
Yeah.
For having this promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And that was your line in the sand moment. And we also have some documents here that we've been provided by you. Just tell me what this one here indicates.
This is a GSA contract that was awarded to MVM.
And so it says here in this document that action obligation 40 million, base and all option, total contract value 347 million. That's over $250 million. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
To relocate minors. $347 million to relocate unaccompanied minors. Does that make sense?
Unaccompanied children. I mean, this is a big money business. It just seems like lost in all of this is any semblance of right and wrong. It's just a lot of people who watched Line in the Sand. The takeaway is it's all about money, and there's no regard for children or human beings.
Evidently, it's been very effective.
Very effective.
They have noted that they wanted the contractor to transport 1,000 children
a day
within a 24-hour period of notification. 1,000 children.
Why do they want that?
Exactly. That was my question. Why 1,000 every time within a 24-hour period?
Sounds like a quota or something to justify the contracts. It's almost like they treat these children like widgets or products. Like a
commodity.
Exactly, like potato chips on the back of a transport vehicle. You don't see, I don't see a lot of federal employees sitting down to speak about this. What led you to be here?
Now that I'm privy to this information, I can't forget about it. I can't just say, I'm just going to wipe my brain clean. It never happened.
But most people do.
Yes.
So
yes.
Why is that?
And I'm guilty of that too. You hear someone will share information with you, and you just like, no, I just want my quiet life. I don't want to be involved. I just don't want all the drama. I just want to live my peaceful life and just
go through the comforts of life.
Yeah, the comforts of life.
Eric Cochran, my former whistleblower friend, he said people just want to go through the comforts of life. And,
right.
And a lot of people are going to wonder, are you afraid of? First of all, you're doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, she's a whistleblower.
Speaking the truth, nothing that you've said here is improper in any way.
Did she go through the IG?
Illegal in any way. If anything, you're just
actually
being honest about the way it is. But you know how these people can be and how these government agencies can be. Are you concerned about retaliation?
No, and I'll tell you why. Lord, what they are doing is your mission. This is what you have placed us here for, this very moment. This is what the Lord has placed in my heart to do. And people can try and do whatever they want to do to me, but they're not fighting me. They're fighting God. This is about the children.
We got an unaccompanied minor right here, guys. This is heartbreaking.
I believe this was a 10-year-old.
If over 250,000 American-born children were missing, it would be spoken about in every Starbucks, coffee shop, in every restaurant, everywhere you walk, someone will be talking about, did you hear about 380 plus thousand children missing in the United States right now? People would be talking about, but because these are children from other countries, no names, no faces attached to them. People go to sleep, they lay their heads down every night, and they wake up oblivious to the fact that some mother, some father, some grandparent is missing their baby.
I don't think people know about it.
Right.
When you were at the premiere in Newport Beach of the film Line in the Sand, tell me about that experience for you. I have some breaking news for you here this evening. Working for GSA, she became aware of contracts for the transportation of unaccompanied children. I recognize this is very emotional. Come on up.
It was like a second kick in the gut, but it had faces this time. It wasn't a contract, words on a sheet of paper. It was actual faces.
¿Viniste sola? ¿Cuántos años tienes? 10 años. ¿De dónde vienes?
De Honduras.
¿De Honduras? ¿Cuánto tiempo llevas viajando, mi reina?
All that said, you know the saying that you don't know what you don't know, right? Well, see, now you do know, and you cannot unknow what you know now. Yeah!
I know you're just trying to do your job. That's tough.
Yeah, it's not easy. So
Yeah.
especially when you have a little 3-year-old girl walk up to you.
3-year-old girls?
It's not easy.
Last week I had a 3-year-old come up, and all he had was a paper sewed into his shirt. Address and phone number were wrong. As a parent, I don't like seeing that. It makes me get closer to my kids.
My buddy said there was an unaccompanied child that you guys just picked up.
Yeah, we got a few, like 3 that we had earlier.
Traffic?
Yeah, they're gone already.
The last thing I want to say is there's another saying. It takes a village to raise a child. No, not true. It takes a village to protect a child. Yeah. We have to protect our children. And the only reason why I'm here is because that's my duty now. I cannot unknow what I know now. God bless you. You're a hero.
Crazy, right? Those are the kind of things that Americans are pretty much told you have to ignore. I don't know if it's told to ignore or if they literally just don't care. It seems like they only care if you're coming out of the womb. Hold on. Why is it not? Here it is. So, let me drop this link. So we can watch a documentary over there, but not on here, obviously, because I don't want to get copyrighted yet. More of the same shit, like uneducated Americans, uneducated voters, and they go by what they see on social media, what they see on CNN, MSNBC, and all those other news outlets because they're told to accept those, and those are the only outlets you can accept. When they tell you that, those are the outlets you want to ignore because those are the propaganda outlets. Is Tucker Carlson one of them? Maybe. But for a community, wow, I'm still saying I'm part of this community. Whether it's not it's about saving children. I get it. At the same time, I don't really want to take any more illegal immigrants in. But like this should not be happening. If the border was closed, would this Would this be able to be not obsolete, but decreased? Hell, they already made another movie about it. Can't remember the name of it right now. But it's just weird. Maybe that's why, the lack of education means lack of proper knowledge, which means blind. So anyway. All right, YouTube. For you all are there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of 18 and above, I hope you enjoyed today's program. Call it program. And if you didn't learn something new, maybe you did. And if you just learned that, what you already knew, great. We just like seeing it and verifying it, right? But I'm not telling y'all how to think, because that would just be retarded. I am, though, however, telling you to think. And with that being said, if you're going to head over to Rumble, I'm going to watch Line in the Sand. If not, I'll see y'all when I see you.